Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm working on a little project and I figured I would just take you along if you'd want to watch. I'm going to be putting some little heat press designs on some little onesies for a baby, for a friend that I work with. And starting out, I used my Sublimation printer. I converted an Epson 2800 printer into a Sublimation printer. And there's lots of YouTube videos online to learn how to do that if you're interested in doing that. That's how I learned. A lot of the stuff that I learn is through YouTube or just trial and error stuff. But I did that for these images. It says Lil G. That's going to go on the front of these onesies. And then I used my Cricut to cut out these white heat transfer sublimation transfer vinyl that will be going, it'll be going on the onesie before the little G is pressed. And then I will be using my heat press and I'll be converting that, I'll be changing that over to work for the shirt. It's still currently set up for hats that I did previously. But stay tuned and I will be doing all that. First, I'm going to be lint rolling the shirts just to make sure there's no lint or fuzz or anything on there. Then I'll be taping down the images so it doesn't move around. And I'll show you guys how I change over my heat press too. So just a sec. Thank you. Okay, so now I'm going to change over my heat press from using the hat function to do t-shirts. So I have it unplugged already. I'm going to disconnect the little wire here, unscrew that, unplug it, and then this one, the top part just pops off like this. And then these little screws here come off. Like that. There's just two of them on this one here. And then just lift it off of there. Now I have the base for the shirts. There's 4 holes on the bottom that go on the screw pegs that are sticking up, and it slides down just like that on top of there. And then I have 4 of these that I will screw onto each below. Just hand tighten them. They don't have to be super duper tight, just to where the base doesn't wiggle around. Now I have the top of the t-shirt press, and it has these 2 screws right here, this one and this one, and they're raised just a little bit, and there's slots up under here that they slide up into. Each heat press might be different. I just ordered this one off of Amazon like 10 years ago. So you just push it on there, fits right in the slots. And then I have my little screwdriver that came with it. tighten the screws a little. And it's supposed to wiggle a little bit so you can place it right down. And then the little cord that comes with this one plugs right into that hole that the other one came out of. Plug it in, and then it's got the little thing that screws on after you get it plugged in. Okay, so now it can press. It's actually raised up really high from when I did the hats because I usually need more space to bring the hats in, so I'll lower it down. This lowers the whole top base down to come to the bottom base better, or the top plate, whatever you want to call it. But you definitely want to feel pressure when you're pushing down. Feels about right. Maybe a little bit too tight. That's good. Sorry for the squeaks. Okay. Now I'm going to go back under my desk and plug it in. Alright, I'm going to get that turned on and get it starting to heat up. Each heat press is different, so whatever one you buy, just follow the instructions that come with that. And sometimes your materials that you buy, whatever sublimation paper or whatever heat transfer vinyl that you buy, it will also come with heat suggestions for whatever material you use, with different brands and stuff. Okay, now I've got the little onesies laid out here. Before I tape the images on, I'm going to put it under the heat press after it gets hotter. That will remove any moisture that might be in the material, and it'll also remove any wrinkles that might be there. I've already done the lint roller, so, oh, I see one more speck right there. May as well just do it again. So the heat press is up to heat. It's up to the temperature that it needs to be for me to press these onesies. So it might make an annoying beeping sound, but it's good to go. So I'm going to swivel that around the top and just make sure the surface that I want to press is on the blue board, the blue foam board. And I'm going to lay this, it's like a waxy brown paper that's used for heat pressing a lot of times, and it protects the onesie if there's any residue underneath the top of this thing. And I'll just heat press it for maybe 5 seconds. And now it's nice and wrinkle free, and it removes the moisture if there's any moisture in the material. I'll set that one aside. I'll do the other one. Obviously this is hot, so be careful not to burn your fingers. You can use gloves or whatever if you prefer. Do the same thing with this one. down just a little. Pull you a little closer because I'm going to tape down the heat transfer vinyl first. I have these Lil G stickers that I'm going to put on there. Not stickers, but you're following along, I think. When I put mine on there, I always just kind of center it. I'm going to center it and make sure it's not super crooked. And once again, I'm no professional. This is just how I do it. This one has the sticker back. I really probably don't need that on there, but it's just for extra assurance. And this one is it's like the white blank background, basically. So any colors that I want to add with sublimation paper, it'll show up better. I feel like it shows up better if there's kind of a white base below it. So I'll put that back on there. This time I'm gonna heat press it for about 10 seconds. Make sure it's nice and flat. And I'm always excited to learn new things. So if there's ever anyone that knows some better tips or tricks for doing any of this, please comment and let me know if there's anything that you do differently that works better. I would love to learn new ways to do things. Because a lot of my stuff, like I said, was learned through YouTube and just screwing up on my own and learning how to redo it. Okay, so I have the, let's see, I have the first one done. Now I'm going to put this on the second one. This is so cute. It's a tiny onesie. It's only 0 to 3 months. And this might be, in a lot of people's opinion, it might be too big for such a small onesie, but that's just how I wanted to do it this time. Okay, I have that taped down. I'm going to put the brown wax paper stuff back on there. Make sure I didn't wrinkle it up. That's still good. Alright, once again, I'll do it about 10 seconds. Alright. I'm going to set that one aside. Let that cool. While that one is cooling, I'm going to take the first one. We'll remove that sticker from that one. Not the sticker, whatever. It's the clear transfer that holds it. Remove that. You can faintly see it says little G in white. And I'm a little frugal. Sometimes I take the tape that I just used and sometimes reuse it. As long as it's still sticky, and that one seems super sticky still. And this tape can be ordered on Amazon. You just look for heat resistant tape and it's made for this type of project. So now I have my little G that I printed out on my sublimation printer earlier today, and I trimmed it up just a little bit so I can align it better. So I will place that on here. I kind of lift the corners. It looks like it's pretty well lined up. So then I'll take my tape. I'll use more tape on this one because this one does not stick to the material. So I've got my little roll of tape here. Just use it here and there wherever it is lifting off the material to hold it in place. That'll do. Alright, now I will lay that back on my heat press. Like that. And put my wax paper back on there. Looks flat still. This time I'm going to do maybe 25 seconds. Seems pretty good. Do not remove the sublimation paper until it's cooled down. I probably shouldn't even move the image or move the shirt until it's cooled down, because I don't want it shifting and causing it to bleed in directions it shouldn't. While as it cools down, it's still fusing with the materials, if that makes sense. But all right, I'm going to repeat that process on the second one, and then I will show you guys when it's time, after it's cooled down, when it's time to peel that off. Okay, this shirt has cooled down, and I've repeated the steps on the other onesie. So I'm going to peel the sublimation paper off of this one and see how it turned out. Ooh, I'm happy with it. I think that turned out good. It's kind of a forest green color. And the white sublimation heat transfer that I put under this, that one tends to make the sublimation turn out glossy. I have a different kind that I didn't realize, but it makes it turn out like a matte color. But I thought for the baby I wanted it to be kind of a glossy finish. But yeah, that's how you do it, and really happy with how it turned out. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good day. I also want to say, if you liked my video, please be sure to subscribe. And I also recently opened a new Etsy store, so I'll be putting a link to that also in my YouTube. But all right, thanks again for watching. Bye-bye.